What's up guys, my name is Dychronic, your host here on this Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be talking about the top 5 PvP special weapons in Destiny 2. Now again, this is going to be a list of the best special ammo weapons in the game, so any weapon that uses special ammo, not weapons that are part of the energy slot. This is going to be weapons that can exist in either the kinetic or the energy as long as it uses special ammo. Make sure you stay tuned till the end where I talk about my spreadsheet that lists all the different types of perk options that I recommend, all the notes about the different weapons, and beautiful little spreadsheet with a dark theme with lots of little pictures. So you make sure you still stay tuned till the end. I'll be talking about the spreadsheet, some honorable mentions, how to get access to this spreadsheet, as well as a couple of very important information, including a patch that's coming to a couple of weapons that are going to be on the top 5 July 30th. So there's going to be weapons that are going to be changing, that are going to be dropping off of this list that I don't want to spoil it just yet. I'll talk about it when we get to that point. But I will be updating that to my spreadsheet so you can stay tuned to that spreadsheet and how that changes. Everything in this video is ranked mostly on my own opinion. I've asked a few of my friends what they think of what they use and whatnot, but this is mostly from my own opinion of what I've been using, of what I like to use, and 3 main criteria were guiding me to rank these different weapons. First up is going to be new friendliness. Basically, how easy is it to use for somebody who doesn't play Crucible a lot, or is not very good at the game, or is new to the game? How easy is it for them to pick up this weapon and just start getting killed? Second up is going to be kill potential. How easy is it to get to the conditions needed to make this weapon function the best? So, for example, shotguns, you need to get up close. Snipers, you need to be at far range. And then lastly is going to be accessibility. How easy is it to get one of or many of this weapon for random rolls? So for example, the pinnacle weapons got kicked back a little bit because of this reason. I will be mentioning each of the pinnacle weapons either in the top 5 or the honorable mentions at the end. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into number 5 in this top 5 countdown. It's going to be the legendary kinetic shotgun known as Dust Rock Blues. Now this weapon actually used to be my #1 favorite special for PvP for quite a few seasons in a row, and it has kind of fallen from grace. That being said, it is still number 5 in the game in my opinion, and number 5 means that it is still incredibly good. Now if you don't know, this is a 65 RPM precision frame shotgun that reaches out to the highest range outside of the slug shotgun. Now the reason why this weapon fell from grace is because of the change that they made a few months ago to shotguns, where they shortened the range in which they could get a one-shot kill, where this weapon used to reach out to incredible ranges and actually get one-shot kills from really far. It was hurt the most because it reached out so far. That being said, this weapon is a shotgun, so it's extremely noob friendly. The kill potential is also really nice because it still gets a lot of really good one-shot kills. You just have to be in a little bit closer range. You might have to do a few more melees after getting a shot, but still very effective and usually quite easy to get close range in this game. And then lastly, its accessibility is very high. You can get it from anywhere in the Tangled Shore. There's a lost sector, you can grind it out. You can actually get it from the Menagerie as one of the potential drops. It is a very easy weapon to get and a lot of great rolls for it. Coming up at number 4 in this top 5 countdown is going to be the legendary kinetic shotgun known as Imperial Decree. Now this aggressive frame 55 RPM shotgun came out with Season of the Opulence. It can be found in the Menagerie. Now the reason why I've placed the aggressive frame shotguns in front of the precision frame shotguns is because of that nerf I talked about with Dust Rock a few months ago. They changed how shotguns work. They shortened the range in which they can get one-shot kills, and in my opinion and in the opinion of a couple of my friends, the aggressive frame shotguns have become more consistent at the farther ranges in which you could one-shot. And I think that the reason that this is because the impact wasn't really changed much out of all the shotguns, but the range for the maximum range that things could reach was changed. So if you're just lowering down the maximum range, the higher impact shots are obviously going to do more damage at those shorter ranges, and that's why I think the higher impact aggressive frames are doing better these days. So let's go ahead and go down the 3 points in which I rated this weapon. First of all, noob friendliness, it is pretty high because again, it is a shotgun. Pretty easy to just get up into somebody's face and barrel stuff them, and this weapon is very good at doing that. However, it does have the slowest fire rate out of any shotgun archetype, so it's going to be a little bit less noob friendly than that of the Dust Rock or any of the higher RPM shotgun. Next up, the kill potential. Like I said, it is more consistent at those ranges of one shot than the Dust Rock, as well as the fact that it is a shotgun, so it is pretty easy to get in close range. And lastly, the accessibility. Like I said, in the Menagerie, you can pick literally range masterwork. You can pick that it will drop specifically, so its accessibility is also pretty high. And as a last little note on this is that I'm not mentioning the Mindbender's Ambition with this weapon because of the fact that it can have very similar rolls, if not worse, worse rolls than the Imperial Decree, and it is a lot harder to farm than the Imperial Decree. So overall, this weapon is just superior in that aspect. Coming up at number 3 in this top 5 countdown are going to be the sniper rifles known as Long Shadow, Fake Cries Foul, and Beloved. Now, all of these sniper rifles are 90 RPM. They're found in various different playlists you can see on screen now. They're all very, very accessible, and they have a lot of great perk options. I wanted to talk very briefly about the different perk options. First of all, you want the short scope. Secondly, you want to increase your range for better target acquisition at range. And lastly, you want snapshot and moving target. These are basically the quintessential perks for PvP snipers. Next up, I wanted to talk about why I picked the 90 RPM sniper rifles over the 140 RPM sniper rifles. These are, in my opinion, the best in class out of all of the sniper rifles. First of all, the 140s do have better aim assistance, so technically they would be better at acquisition, but they do actually have an inferior perk setup and are a little bit more difficult to get. So for example, the Supremacy can have snapshot, but it cannot have moving target or any other perk in its fourth column that I would really consider to be that good. Next up, let's talk about the 3 criteria. First of all, noob friendliness. Obviously, sniper rifles are going to be harder to use than the shotguns, so they have a low score on noob friendliness. However, snipers are going to be the easiest that they have ever been to use in Destiny 2 with the last few patches that they have made to sniper rifles over the last few months. They are the easiest to use that they've ever been, and I would honestly recommend you use it, especially considering that the Last Word is going to be my favorite PvP primary. You gotta pair it up with a sniper rifle, you gotta try it out, it's actually a lot of fun. Next up, for kill potential, it can one-shot headshot or two-shot body shot from pretty much any range in the game, and it excels anywhere from mid to long range, and pretty much the best way to combat a sniper is going to be another sniper. So in general, you are pretty comfortable at a lot of ranges, you just have to pair it up with a closer range weapon. And then lastly, its accessibility is probably the highest out of any weapon in this list, because like I said, it can be found in a plethora of different activities, from Vanguard to Menagerie to Crucible. Coming up at number 2 in this top 5 countdown is going to be the legendary energy fusion rifle known as Erentil Fr4. Now this weapon was good before Season of the Opulence, but with the changes to Luna, Not Forgotten, as well as the precision frame shotguns and shotguns in general, this weapon has become a lot more popular, being able to get it out of the Menagerie, making it a lot more accessible, and just in general, the fact that it has more room to thrive. This weapon has absolutely been destroying it in the Crucible. Now the biggest reason why this weapon is so high up on the list, and it is so prevalent in Crucible these days, is gonna be how far you can one burst an enemy with this weapon. I would say honestly, it can one burst enemies from over 10 meters away. Now this has been pissing me off to no end. This weapon is so good at getting so far away for absolutely no reason at all. So let's go ahead and address the 3 main criteria. First of all, noob friendliness. Fusion rifles are pretty noob friendly. It's pretty easy to understand how they work. You kind of just camp a corner, you kind of just pull the trigger and aim at the enemy, and the rest of it will be taken care of for you as long as you keep on target. Second of all, kill potential. Like I said, this weapon can reach out anywhere from 0 to 10 plus meters and still one-shot the enemy, and past that, you can just do half of their health with a burst, which is actually kind of insane. And lastly, its accessibility. Like I said, it's in the Menagerie now, making it very accessible, making it so you can pick a range masterwork every single time and get lots of crazy rolls. And finally, coming up at number 1 in this top 5 countdown is going to be the exotic energy shotgun known as Lord of Wolves. Now this weapon has been running amok in the Crucible since the first Iron Banner, since the Opulence patch where they changed the perk and all that stuff. This weapon has been causing a big catastrophe. Basically, it fires a powerful short-range burst of solar damage. And the second perk, Release the Wolves, where you hold reload button to swap to a longer, more powerful burst. Basically changes it over from a 5 burst to a 10 burst, and each one of those shots does more damage than the previous version. So basically you spawn in, hold down the trigger, and you're doing more damage per shot, and you're also shooting a larger burst. Just make sure you're equipping 2 shotgun scavengers, and you'll have plenty of shotgun ammo to just mow through every single enemy in the game, and you'll have a great time doing it. Now the best way I can explain why this weapon has been doing so well in the Crucible is basically because they've moved over a damage boost to just holding down the reload button. Imagine if you had any other weapon in the game that had, like, for example, kill clip or rampage, and you could just hold down the reload button and just have a max stack of rampage or a max kill clip for until you died, which is kind of ridiculous. And that's what they did with Lord of the Wolves. You just hold down the reload button, you get more damage per shot, and you also shoot a bigger burst, which obviously hurts your ammo economy, but with 2 shotgun scavengers, you have plenty of ammo, you're going to be in close range anyways, it is not a problem. So let's go ahead and address the 3 main criteria. First of all, noob friendliness. It is a shotgun, it shoots a burst of 10 shots if you're using Release the Wolves, and it has a damage bonus like kill clip. It is very easy to use for noobs, and I'd highly recommend it if you're new to Crucible. Next up, for kill potential, this weapon actually has better range than most shotguns because of the way it works with its burst. As far as killing the enemies, you only need like 4 out of the 10 shots on target in the head to be able to actually kill anybody in the game. And on top of that, if it's an enemy super, you can nearly kill them with all 10 shots in the body. I'm not kidding, it'll put them down to half red health just by putting all 10 shots in the body, which is kind of ridiculous. And then finally, accessibility is kind of averaging because of the fact that it is an exotic, means you actually do have to get one in the wild. But that being said, you can get exotics from Xur when he sells them, you can get fitted engrams from Xur, and you can get exotics to drop from nearly every milestone and activity. Once you have one of them, you have it for forever, and you can use it whenever you want it. And that is pretty much it for the top 5 for you guys today. Next up, we're going to be talking about honorable mentions like the other pinnacle weapons I haven't mentioned yet, as well as my spreadsheet, which you can see on screen right now, which you can also find in the description down below in the section that says the docs. This is a resource for you guys in case you wanted to use it, and I gotta say, it is a very good resource because it is a one-stop shop for everything you could probably want to know about a weapon outside of the tooltip. So if you ever wanted to know where to get a weapon, this weapon comes from the menagerie. If you ever wanted to know how to get a certain pinnacle weapon, the tutorials are linked in each one of these, or an exotic weapon, it's all linked here. If you get a weapon to drop like the Epicurean, for example, and you wanted to know the best perk options, the best masterwork, with the best mods, what it pairs with, and my general notes about it, you can go here and see what kind of weapon you have to see if it is a good weapon based on my opinion. And if you've seen my spreadsheets before, you can see I have updated it since last time. I've added the frames in the images, I've added more pictures for the different perks, and the catalyst. I've also made changes, so if you ever wanted to know how to get a certain catalyst for an exotic weapon, it is all listed here. Just highlight this column, you see the effect, where to get it, how to complete it. These are all listed for every single special weapon in the game this time, instead of most of them for the primaries, because for some reason there's like a 3-to-1 ratio of primaries to specials. I was able to get to every single one of the catalysts this time. And if you were ever wondering about certain colors or images for frames and stuff, that's all over to the right. So just go to the right, the legend and general notes, it's all listed here in case you wanted to know any of this stuff, extra notes to your one masterwork rolls, the different frames and what they do. For example, aggressive frame, I didn't know that it increases the fire rate after a kill. I didn't know that until I looked it up this week. It's all over here, and the sources in case you wanted to check up on my resources, as well as at the very bottom. Hey, it's my spreadsheet, I did all the work to do this, so I'm gonna chill a little bit. This is all my stuff, all my links in case you wanted to go to my Discord, merch store, Troll Freaks discount. All that stuff is listed down here in case you wanted it. Next up, I wanted to talk about the Revoker, which is the pinnacle weapon from this season. It's a sniper rifle, 72 RPM from Opulence, and it has a pretty cool perk. Basically, missing a shot returns that bullet to the magazine for free, basically free ammo if you miss the enemy entirely, which is really good on sniper rifles, I might add. The biggest issue with sniper rifles is going to be the fact that you run out of ammo quickly because you're firing at enemies at long range and you need to get close to them to pick up the special ammo off their bodies. Whereas with shotguns, you just slide on their corpse as soon as you kill them and you got the ammo. With sniper rifles, that is a problem. So Reversal of Fortune helps that, but once you start getting better, you still run out of ammo and you still need to go to their bodies. And honestly, I like the 90 RPM and the accessibility of these other options, and that is why it got pushed back, on top of the fact that it is a pinnacle weapon quest. And that is pretty much it for the video. Let me know in the comments down below if you had any questions, any concerns, or if you had a top 5, let me know what you think is the top 5, or if I've missed something, let me know, because again, like yourself, I'm a gamer, I play this game a lot, I want to know what the best weapons are so that I can update the list and do better every single time, as well as just try stuff out because I want to go and get them. But that's it. That's the end of the video. Hope you guys did enjoy. My name's Dychronic, and I'll see you guys on the next one.